Joining us to discuss the latest round of drill results coming from the high-grade bulk tonnage Apollo target is Ari Sussman of Collective Mining. Mr. Sussman, thank you for joining us today, sir.
Hi, Maurice. Thank you for having me again.
Great to have you back as Collective Mining continues to expand its mineral footprint of the main breccia discovery at the Apollo target, this time to the north and east. Mr. Sussman, Collective Mining just released the results from step-out holes on the Apollo target APC 22, 23, and 24, which returned some remarkable findings, beginning with APC 22, which intercepted 3 mineralized zones. What can you share with us?
Well, APC 22 was the highlight of the release, clearly. And there are two main reasons for that. The first reason is right at surface or slightly below surface in the drill hole where we have outcrops above, we intersected high-grade gold. So the first intercept was 47.25 meters at 5.45 grams per ton gold equivalent. A reminder to your viewers that we reporting gold equivalent, but this is a copper-silver-gold system, which is porphyry derived with overprinting veins. So having near-surface high-grade is obviously a great thing, and could lend itself to potential positive economics in the future once we conduct the proper studies. But then really the big driver of the news that came out yesterday was the longer interval where we intercepted 426 meters at 1.51 grams per ton gold equivalent. The entire length of the hole was 756 meters. And we bottomed in that long interval of mineralization, so to speak. So we didn't stop the hole because we ran out of excitement. We stopped the hole because it wouldn't go any further due to the rig capacity. So pretty amazing hole. That extended the system to the north. So these dimensions continued to grow. We honestly don't know where the edges of the system are yet, and we will continue to probe.
Well, you've stated before that Collective Mining may have caught a tiger by its tail, but you may want to add, while she was sleeping with her cubs.
Absolutely. And look, at the end of the day, Mother Nature blessed this system. We're just fortunate enough to identify it and throw some money at it.
All right, well, let's move on to Pad 5, where APC 23 tested for an eastern extension of the main breccia. What were the results there?
So we hit, again, this was a step-out hole on the northern section of the system to the east, okay? And we hit 71 meters at just north of a gram. Pretty exciting, sort of lower grade than what we're used to hitting. Reason for that is that we didn't hit only the most porous type of the breccia, which hosts the grade. We had a mixed bag of that type of breccia with a less porous type of breccia, which had lower grade, but it was bulk, and that's good. And the system remains open to the east in the northern section, which is good. And we will definitely be following that area up with more drilling in the future.
Let's go to Pad 4, where APC 24 tested for a western extension of the main breccia. What can you share with us?
Good deposits tend to have surprises when you least expect them. And look, for all intents and purposes, APC 24 was a miss for us, okay? And it was a miss because we didn't anticipate, which we now understand to be a fault in that area, which has slightly down-thrusted the main breccia system. So, in fact, we drilled over it or above it. But even though we drilled over it and we weren't in main breccia, we were in another type of breccia that's part of the system, but not where the good mineralization lies. We still hit 50 meters at around 1.3 grams per ton gold equivalent. Very confident that if we go back to that pad, steepen the hole slightly and go a little deeper, we'll get into the main breccia and likely see higher grades than 1.3 grams, more typical of what we see in this area, which would be 2 grams per ton plus, but we will drill that as well in the future. So that's very exciting, and good. And like I said, great systems tend to save you, and they give positive surprises, and there is one.
Well, what a great way to start the year off. In terms of news flow, when may we expect to receive the next set of drill results?
So look, we just started drilling today for 2023. So we're off to a start. We had a short break for the holidays, as most companies did, and we are now moving quickly. We still have 6 holes outstanding from the just shy of 15,000 meters of drilling we completed in 2022. Remind you to your viewers, the Apollo discovery is really new. The discovery hole was only announced on June 22nd of 2022. So we're early days into this discovery. So 6 more holes to come, and they are due in the short term. The 3 exciting holes, at least visually, of the 6 in order are hole 25, which was drilled from the same pad as the hole 22, which we announced yesterday, so a southern pad. And that one went to the northwest, and it was a short hole, as it was designed to be, but we cut 100 meters of prospective mineralization in the main breccia, and that 100 meters is all step-out mineralization, so that is expanding the envelope of the system. Obviously, let's wait for the assays to see what they bring. Next, and maybe the most exciting of the lot, is hole 28. So 28 was drilled from the eastern side of the main breccia, and it was drilled due west. This is our longest completed hole to date, at just north of 950 meters in length. We intersected visually slightly more than 600 meters of continuous mineralization, hoping that the grades of that will be maybe similar to what we hit in 22, at a 1.5 grams equivalent. That would be a very nice surprise at over that distance. And that hole also bottomed to mineralization. And lastly is hole 29, which was also drilled from that southern pad at 22, so from the south to the north. And what I like about it visually, again, is that shallow high-grade section. Remember, in 22, as I mentioned, we hit 47.25 meters at around 5.5 grams equivalent. The interval in hole 29 visually looks to have more looks like it has more sulfide in it than hole 22. I don't know if that means there'll be more grade, but I'm hoping that that's what we will see once we receive the assay results. So 6 holes to look forward to. 3 of them are really exciting because they offer some uniqueness to the system. As far as 2023, look, we decided this new high grade area, which outcrops its surface, is going to be a focus for drilling. So a rig will be drilling there for the year. A rig will be drilling kind of in the central part of the main breccia system, the south central part, again targeting near surface mineralization, hoping we can drill long holes from that area, and try and expand the system, to the north, to the west, and to the east. And then lastly, we're explorationists, or at least I am by heart. So our 3rd rig is going to take a crack at that recently announced porphyry target located 150 meters due south of the southern edge of the main breccia system. So that is a target that we announced in December. We announced the assay results from soils, and we've got a cracker, coincidental copper and moly and soil anomaly with nice grades. Looking forward to drilling it, and fingers and toes and everything else crossed that we find another system there. And in theory, that could be the feeder for the porphyry mineralization we see in the main breccia system. So let's wait and see. Obviously, it's high risk exploration, but very excited to get that drill moving. And that one will start in the next 10 days or so.
Oh, that sounds exciting. A number of catalysts here for 2023 for shareholders of Collective Mining. Switching gears, let's get into some numbers, sir. Mr. Sussman, please provide the capital structure for Collective Mining.
So we have about 52.5 million shares outstanding after completing a 10.7 million Canadian dollar financing in late October. So we're cashed up for the year, and we're excited to push this thing as hard as we can possibly do to see what it brings.
In closing, sir, what would you like to say to shareholders?
I'd like to say that, this is a unique opportunity. You don't make discoveries like this very often in mining. And here we, as you said, have a tiger by the tail, actually, as I said in my recent quote. So look, this is exciting stuff. We're starting to really get a handle on the geometry of the system. We have an extremely high hit rate. in drilling for a brand new grassroots discovery that's never been explored before. And I think we're in a camp or in a cluster, of both breccias and porphyries, and we've only just discovered the first one of many. So I think there's a lot to look forward to, in the future for this company.
Last question. What did I forget to ask?
As always, Maurice, you covered it for a short update for shareholders. I appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Sussman, it's been a pleasure speaking with you today. Wishing you and Collective Mining the absolute best, sir.
Thank you, Maurice, and Happy New Year. All the best for 2023.
Same to you, sir. Thank you.
The information presented on Proven and Probable is provided for educational and informational purposes only, without any express or implied warranty of any kind, including warranties of accuracy, completeness, or fitness for any particular purpose. The information is not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, or trading advice, or any other advice. You should not make any financial, investment, or trading decision based on any of the information presented without first undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional broker or competent financial advisor.